comes to feeling constantly exhausted or struggling with unexplained weight gain, we often blame stress or even our lifestyles, but sometimes there's something deeper going on. Now today we're unpacking the reality of an autoimmune condition. It's called Hashimoto and it's a disease, and we're going to unpack this with Laura Johnston, CEO of PHYTOCEUTICS, and registered dietitian Kirby Hendricks, who has personal experience, in fact, with this condition. Ladies, thank you for being here. Very interesting chat. It's a word that I don't think I've heard before, so very excited to actually unpack this and get into the reality of what Hashimoto is. Kirby, so let's get into this. Can you tell me what it is and what you experience when you have it?
So Hashimoto's is an autoimmune condition. So that means your immune system attacks your thyroid. And that can lead to hypothyroidism, or what we commonly know as underactive thyroid.
Okay, and how does that present?
And so typically the symptoms would look like fatigue, brain fog, waking up in the morning feeling puffy or having stiff joints,
Sure.
cold hands and feet, and even depression.
Wow, okay. And if you maybe have more than one symptom, do you go and see a specialist, or how does that sort of process work?
So there is a genetic link to Hashimoto's, which means it tends to run in families. However, there is also environmental triggers like a virus or infection or a traumatic event, or even massive hormonal changes like pregnancy or perimenopause or menopause that can trigger your immune system to attack the thyroid.
So could this happen at any age? Because now you've mentioned menopause, pregnancy. Could it go even younger?
It can, but we typically see it in women in their menstrual cycle years.
I see. Okay. We've got to get into the solution chat. I mean, this is something that people may have never heard of before, but if some lights are going off, maybe we could talk about some supplement options that can support the journey.
Yeah, so when you are struggling with your thyroid, it's important to support it with nutrients that can help with its optimal function. So things like zinc, things like magnesium, things like omega-3, D3. Most people with Hashimoto's have a D3 deficiency, so vitamin D3. These are all really good supplements to be taking from an inflammation perspective, from a nutritional soundness perspective. But then also, Kirby mentioned depression. So there's a strong gut-brain axis link. So if your mood is feeling a bit low, it could also be that your gut microbiome is slightly out of sync. So anything that's going to support that gut-brain axis, there are certain probiotics like Gut that can do that, and then adaptogens that can help your body deal with stress. And it is often triggered by these stressful situations, whether it's hormonal changes or trauma. So anything that can help you manage stress will also be beneficial.
I love that. I was going to even touch on that too, because when it comes to your environment, of course, supplements are great, but are there other lifestyle factors that you could switch up and change to assist you?
There are so many nutritional strategies that we use. So when we're looking at Hashimoto's, the aim of the game is really to reduce inflammation and to reduce those antibodies. So when we're looking at food, we know that selenium is important. So eating 2 to 3 Brazil nuts a day can help reduce your antibodies by 40%, the selenium. And we typically put patients on an anti-inflammatory Mediterranean eating pattern. And so making sure they're getting in their omega-3 fatty fish. We don't make it, so we need to get it from an external source. So eating your fatty fish, at least 3 to 4 portions a week, like your salmon, your trout, your sardines, your mackerel, your pilchards. Also making sure that you're eating your different color veg. We often say eat the rainbow because the different colors have different antioxidants, and so that helps to reduce inflammation. And fiber. So finding your fibers not only in your veg and your fruit, but also in your high fiber carbohydrates like your brown rice or your quinoas or your beans.
I love that. I also love that you've mentioned carbs now, because I love that we're reintroducing that into the conversation. They are not the enemy.
Not at all.
Kirby, are there any other notes that people should pay attention to? Anything else they need to know?
I think that Hashimoto's is something that's not often spoken about, and typically I'll find patients have been struggling with fatigue or brain fog or puffiness or stiff joints for years, and it's just important to know that it's not normal, and that things can be done. We can check our antibodies, we can adjust our nutrition to try and manage the condition.
Absolutely amazing. Thank you so much, ladies. Really appreciate that. And I love how Laura always mentions that gut health connectivity, because that is what it's about at the end of the day, really trying to find that balance. And today's conversation is just a reminder, like Kirby said, that ongoing fatigue, weight struggles, or even hormonal imbalances aren't just stress. You know, sometimes they're a sign of something deeper, like Hashimoto's. So the more we know, the sooner we can take steps to manage and support our health. So go ahead and visit PHYTOCEUTICS.com and optimize your health starting today.
Optimize your gut health with PHYTOCEUTICS range of pre, pro, and postbiotics. Use code EXPRESSO for 15% off at PHYTOCEUTICS.com.